One of the most common things that comes up for people when they hear me speak is they go, you talk about two things in particular, and how do they connect? Those two things are, number one, flow, and number two, leadership. When we talk about flow, firstly, flow is, I talk about this of creating what we call a superhuman society. This is what I talk about in my book. A superhuman society is a society where we all come from our unique, innate gifts. So we can have our foundational needs met. So we can come from our high needs of growth and contribution to ultimately live this life of flow and fulfillment. When we look at that being the outcome of flow, we can start to go, all right, well, what about the leadership component? If we're creating that in a flow component, where does the leadership come into it? And this comes from a lot of the conversations that I had when I started to become obsessed with flow. People would ask me, well, how do I create flow for other people? And my instant answer was, well, you lead them to create flow. When we can understand that a leader is really responsible for getting their team into flow, getting every single member of that team into flow so that they can perform at their peak, so that they can perform at their highest, so they can come from their unique innate gifts and come from that place of growth and contribution in them too, so that then they can actually be lit up and be more energized and more productive in everything they do. So how powerful would that be for you if you could, number one, create access to that flow in you even more than you already are? And number two, how powerful would that be if you could create that for other people too? Because that's what I'm committed to creating, and what we talk about there is creating the new paradigm of flow-based leadership. When we can bring all of these things together, we can create this superhuman society that I talked about at the start of having every person come from their unique innate gifts so that they can have those foundational needs met, so they can come from their high needs of growth and contribution to be able to live that life of flow and fulfillment. And that's what I'm committed to creating. So if you got value from this video, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your feedback on this.